This is Daf Yerushalmi Kilayim in the article Oz V'Hadar edition. We are on Daf Chaf Aleph Amud Aleph, and we are right after the Mishnah. In the Vilna, there is it's on Yud Aleph and Beis right after the Mishnah. There is no header of Chon Momi. So B'Chizka, Rabbi Yasser Shem Yavot said Al Roshah. Rabbanon who argue Rabbi Meir are arguing on Rabbi Meir's first name. Rabbi Meir afilu chavushos afilu smuchos. So Rabbi Meir says that you can have in the patches, and it sounds like you can plant all 24 patches, but at the very least you can plant a checkerboard because they can be surrounded and even be adjacent to each other. So it sounds like all 24, but I'm not 100% sure about that. Be that as may, Rabbanon amrin uvachli chavushos lo smuchos. No, you can't have anything surrounded, and you can't have anything adjacent. So there have to be gaps. So how do you do that? Hechavida plus here the Kilos Yaakov brought by Reb Chaim says to be plus tarte bechada v'tarte bechada. You have three times 2 and 1, 2 and 1, 2 and 1. Going from the top down. 3 times 2, 1, 2 and 1, 2 and 1. Now Reb Chaim himself asked, why can't you have a case over here like this? 2 over here, 1 over here, 2, 1. So 2 and 1, 2 and 1. And then you have 2 and 2. Why can't you have this one here? So the Shaiter Yisrael says chavush can't even be on an angle. That's why you can't have this case. Because chavush has to, these two are chavush this one. Right? In this one, there's none which is surrounded on 2 sides. So it's not considered to be chavush. This one is surrounded on 2 sides over here. So that's considered to be chavush. Okay, so that's so that's Rabbanan Shita is that you can't have smuchos nor chavushos, and so it says that chavush means even on an angle. You have 1, 2, 3. One in the middle is chavush because on 2 sides it has other patches. Okay, it says the Mishnah. Kosher b'toch beis rova, anything which is in the beis rova, ola b'midas beis rova. So the Moshe explained kosher b'toch beis rova shows shir haherchek shebein min lemin, the of the distance which has to be between each and every type of grain. Chesh midas beis rova. Here counts as base rova, which is 10 by 5 or 10 by 5, even though it's not suitable to plant. Achilas hagefen. That which a grapevine take up space, kever or grave, basela only midas space roba. Now around the grapevine itself, you have to have 6 fachim of gap on each side because it's a single grapevine, not a keren. But that grapevine and the gaps all join up to make up the rova, which you need to have between the 2 types of grain. Tvua base rova. Between 2 types of grain, you need a base rova. Yerek b'yerek, if you need between 2 types of vegetables, shisha tvachim. Tvua, you need 6 tvachim. Tvua b'yerek, yerek b'tvua, base rova. To separate between grain and vegetables, or vegetables and grain is base rova. It doesn't matter. Yerek b'tvua, shisha tvachim, no, vegetables and grain is the same thing. It's 6 tvachim as vegetables and vegetables. Tvua nota gabe tvua, if you have grain which leans over, cantilevered over other grain. The yerek agabe yerek, or a vegetable bends over in other vegetables, or tvua agabe yerek, yerek agabe tvua. Hakol mutter. It's not a problem. Chutzim mitlasi bonis, except for the Greek gourd. The Greek gourd is a problem. So the fact that they lean over a bit into the base rova and the 6 12 is not a problem in any species except for the Greek gourds, which evidently are very, very spread very quick, very widely, and their leaves are very thick, and therefore they seem to be it would be likely to extend even as far, certainly in Marasayan, but likely to extend even as far as the next patch over. Rabbi Omer Afakishos, the same thing is true about squashes, upuamitzi, and Egyptian beans. V'roani es divrayim midvarai. This is a very fascinating thing. I think he says, even though I have Masorah that way, I think that it's true only about the Greek gourd and not about anything else. Okay, Rabbi Bun Bar Chia B'Shem Rav Zir said, "Lo shanu ela achilas hagefen." Not the grapevine itself does not join to make a base rova. The achilas hagefen, the shear around the gefen, joins up to the base rova. So the Gemara is going to explain why that is the case. So the Gemara says, again, it's a low. Surah bahanoya. Were it to be to get to adjacent to the, it's fascinating. Lumdus. Were it to be adjacent to the grain, the grapevine would be usher. Also the grain. So the grapevine is its status of being usher, kilayim, with the grain, prevents it from being taken part of the base of rachaka. But the distance around the grapevine, it's not the grapevine itself. It's not also banoah. It's not intrinsically kilayim, and therefore that joins up to make the base roba. So when I ask, wait a minute, is this a noah issue? An issue? But kerba also banoah. Kerba is also banoah, right? So the Gemara says no. Kever ain't a sur nikar. Again, a very interesting lumnus. The kever, this is not nikar. In other words, it's not. You can't see it's not blatant like having a grapevine adjacent to a wheat field, which causes all sorts of questions. The kever is not part and parcel of the system of planting, so therefore it's Isra Noah is of a different kind, and it's not an issue. Says more. It's true. The area of the geffen, but if wheat falls into that area around the geffen, that wheat which grows is also a sabanoah. So, how do you distinguish between the grapevine itself and the achila around it? So it says Gemara Rabbi Shmuel. It's going to Rabbi Shmuel. The Shmuel ain't avoda the geffen yichidis. You don't even have to distance a single solitary geffen from grain. Harchaka is only an issue when you have a kerem, a vineyard, which is 5 vines. So since you'd be allowed to plant right up to the grapevine, that therefore counts as part of the harchaka, and as opposed to the grapevine itself, of course. That which has to tell us that the avoda of the grapevine is mitzaref, explains Reb Chaim, is because people don't plant right up to the geffen. Is because you need in order to properly cultivate the geffen. So I think it's not mitzaref to the base roba because it's affiliated with the geffen. No, it works out. It's anyway considered to be part of the base roba. The next few words, vare kever osbanoya, kever and surnikar are clearly superfluous, and the Rash takes out, and Reb Chaim takes them out as well. Now I think we're well to Chav Beis. Yeah, up to 2 dots of Chav Beis now. Stop here.